Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We're a nonprofit that gets kids excited about math and science. We've got our ECX Ruckus two-wheel drive on the bench today. This is a post-bash report. This sustained some pretty heavy damage, and I wasn't even there to film this. Well, I was there, but I wasn't actively filming when this happened. Apparently this truck went full speed into concrete. And this is our ECX two-wheel drive brushless. You could check out all the videos on this truck in the playlist in the video description. This truck has been through a lot, and I deemed it almost unbreakable. Well, a new driver took the controls and didn't have too much prior instruction, and this child ran at full speed. So full speed for this truck is probably 40 miles an hour, so I'm just estimating, maybe 45, and it just went straight into the concrete. Amazingly, there wasn't more damage, but the chassis is just split there. You can see, looks like this top plate is broken too, so it was a pretty bad crash. So we're gonna be breaking down this truck in today's episode. We've done a couple upgrades to make this thing relatively bulletproof, but can't really do anything in regards to the basic laws of physics. So the velocity equals mass times acceleration, or momentum equals, not velocity. I'm not even remembering my physics. So that definitely took its toll on this truck here. So we're gonna have to replace the chassis. On a two-wheel truck like this, it's not too bad. Basically, we're gonna be just moving all these components over to another chassis. So, all right, got these screws out here, and one of the, I guess the cons, why isn't the screw coming out? Oh, I probably rounded it. Well, not that huge of a deal since both of these parts are now broken. I rounded the head of this screw over here. Fortunately, so we don't really like using Phillips hardware. I'm gonna have to find a flat bladed screwdriver. We prefer hexes, but anyways, we gotta use these screws in a pinch. We're just gonna salvage what we can. Oh, is that broken too? From this old chassis. There's two screws on the bottom. Once these are loose, and if we loosen the servo saver or servo horn here, the rest of this should just come apart. All right, and there we go. Let's disconnect the servo horn under here from the servo. This servo bell crank is cracked too. That was a big hit. All right, I'll show you what I mean here. This, whoa, yeah. Well, actually, the bell crank is still in place. Or was it? What did I see that was cracked? Well, here's basically the whole front suspension, and you can see the plastic just snapped here. This is actually the only ECX two-wheel drive chassis that we've ever broken, and you can see on the bottom here this suspension mount broke as well. Just this was sheared off. The pin looks like it's still straight. These are the RPM arms. I wonder how the stock ones would have fared, but the RPM ones are legendary for their durability and flexibility. So doesn't look like any of the shock shafts are bent. All right, shocks are still working smoothly. So yeah, we should be able to salvage the bulk of this. You can see some of the upgrades that we've done here. Traxxas turnbuckles. You can use any sort of turnbuckle and rod end. We just had these lying around. RPM front suspension arms, lower suspension arms. We used a modification here using actually RPM rear bearing carriers on the front, because the shoulder screws on the front, the stock shoulder screws are problematic. You can upgrade to aluminum bell cranks as well. You know, that's a popular one, a little bit more pricey. This is the more budget option. Moving to the rear half, you could see, you know, we were experimenting with different types of drive shafts here. We've got the MIP X-Duty drive shaft on one side. We've got an upgraded Traxxas unit on the other side with a Traxxas metal yoke. This is held up pretty well too. This is the more budget option. This is the pricier option. So, you know, again, you can check out all the videos where we did these upgrades in the playlist in the video description. So yeah, this chassis, where that is not repairable. You could try gluing this, but it will never be as strong as it once was. And we've got the shattered pieces too, so just not even worth salvaging. I think a chassis is probably 15 or 20 bucks. So yeah, the other parts fared relatively well. I don't know. So we bought this truck. We bought this truck used on eBay, and so this might even be the RPM unit here. The steering on these ECX two-wheel drives is kind of notorious for being being vague, and it's due to the servo saver. Actually, this is the RPM servo saver eliminator unit, because there's no servo saver. You would see a spring around here. We can do a comparison for you guys, because we have a couple of these ECX two-wheel drives lying around. So yeah, we're gonna get this swapped over to a fresh chassis. In fact, we might have one just over here. Again, this we were going to do an ultimate ruckus build a while back, and we still have the chassis. Ooh, bumped the camera there. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you try to get this overhead viewing. So that we've got another chassis over here. So yeah, we could probably just swap over. Let's see here. You can see a view before and after. So it's just a couple screws that we've got to undo, and we could probably swap over the majority. Okay, so this is where what that stock servo saver looks like. You can see it in there. One of the fixes is to put a tie wrap around that crank, and that is clearly different from the unit that we have over here. So that was upgraded to RPM, which isn't surprising, because this truck had, when we bought it off of eBay, had the front RPM arms and the rear RPM arms, as well as these wonderful Proline. Oh, why is this all wobbly? We need to fix this too. All right, that other side isn't as wobbly. It might just, the nut is probably loose. So anyways, yeah, it had a whole bunch of upgrades on it. It had the Proline, not trenchers, these are the Super Swampers. And so it was a pretty good deal for what we got it for. We upgraded it with the OC Day waterproof 60 amp brushless ESC here, along with a brushless motor. And this has been the workhorse of our fleet here. Definitely seen a lot of bashing, but this was the most most extreme hit that it's experienced so far. So stay tuned. We'll continue this this rebuild series. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button to see when we push out a new video. We're definitely increasing our pace here as we've been sheltering in place and social distancing. So we've got a lot more time to get through a lot of these projects that have been waiting on the shelves. So you know, be it Traxxas, Arma, ECX, Thunder Tiger, you know, we've got a host of team associated technos. Again, you can check out all the playlists in the video description, and we will catch you next time. Thanks again for watching.